Christmas trees? Yes, please. This is our next motif for our crochet Christmas garland. Once more, this is a no-sew crochet pattern and it uses less than 3.5 yards to crochet. Let me show you how to make this. To crochet this no-sew Christmas tree, I will be using weight 4 worsted weight yarn. You will need about 3.5 yards of yarn total, most of that in green and then a little bit in the brown, and a 5mm crochet hook. This tiny Christmas tree is going to start the same way we are starting all of these little motifs. We're going to start with the magic ring, so I have 2 fingers here and I'm going to wrap it around my hand so that way the tail of the yarn is facing towards me and the working end of the yarn is away from me. Then I will insert my hook under the first strand, over the second strand with my hook pointing downward, pull that strand underneath the first one and twist. Now we need to chain 2. So this right here will be chain 1 and this will be chain 2. Then I'm going to cinch this down just a little bit by pulling on the tail, just so it's not quite so loose. And now into this magic ring, we're going to work 9 half double crochet stitches. So the half double crochet, we yarn over, insert a hook into the ring, yarn over, pull up a loop, and then yarn over and pull through all 3 loops that are on our hook. That's our first half double crochet. We'll place a second half double crochet into the ring, and I need to work a total of 9 half double crochet. So this is my 3rd stitch right here, my 4th stitch, and make sure you're working around that tail from the magic ring. This is half double crochet number 5, half double crochet number 6, half double crochet number 7, half double crochet number 8, and half double crochet number 9. Now that we've worked our 9 half double crochet into the ring, I'm going to pull the middle just a little bit tighter by holding onto the tail from the magic ring and pulling. And then what we want to do is we want to work a slip stitch to join the round, and we want to join in the top of the first half double crochet of the round. So I'm not going to join in this chain 2 turning chain, but I'm going to join in the top of the half double crochet. A really easy way to make sure you're working in the correct spot is to count back around your circle. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. This right here is the top of the first stitch of the round. So I'll insert my hook under there, yarn over and pull through everything to work a slip stitch. And I am going to pull really nice and snug on this slip stitch. And now that round 1 is done, we can cinch the magic circle up the rest of the way, take the tail, pull it really nice and snug, and that'll close that right up. Now for round 2, we're going to take this from a circle and make it a Christmas tree shape. We want to start off by chaining 6. Now I highly recommend working this loosely because if you don't, your tree is going to be crooked. So if you do tight chains like I do, make sure to work these extra loosely. So chain 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Now we're going to work back down this chain we just created, but we don't want to work in the loops on the front of the chain stitches. We want to work in these back nubs. So see how the front has this V shape? If we flip it over, see all those little bumps on the back? That's what we want to work under. So to start off this section, I'm going to find the second chain from my hook. So this is the first chain from my hook, second chain from my hook, and I'm going to find the nub on the back side. So it's this little piece right here. And I'm going to work a slip stitch into that spot. So I'm going to insert my hook under the back nub of that chain, then yarn over and pull through everything to work a slip stitch. Then go to the next chain, again working in the back nub, and we're going to work a single crochet stitch. So right here is a single crochet. Then in the back nub of the next chain, we're going to work a half double crochet. So yarn over, insert the hook, yarn over, pull up a loop, and then yarn over and pull through all 3 loops. Then the back nub of the next chain gets a double crochet. So once I've yarned over, I will insert my hook, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, then yarn over, pull through 2. Now to finish this up, I'm going to work a treble crochet. So I'm going to yarn over twice, And instead of working in the back nub of that chain, I'm going to work in the same place where we joined the round. So it's under this right here. So I'm going to insert my hook right there. And then to finish working the treble, I'm going to yarn over and pull up a loop. And then I will yarn over, pull through 2 loops, yarn over, pull through 2 loops, yarn over, pull through 2 loops to complete the treble crochet. So we just worked here. We're going to skip the next stitch, and then in the following stitch, we're going to work a slip stitch. So insert my hook, yarn over and pull through everything. And this is one that I kind of like to snug down nicely. That's going to be the top point of the tree. Then in the next stitch of round 1, I will work a single crochet. And then the following stitch is going to get a bunch of things put into it. So we're going to start off in the next stitch by working a half double crochet. So a half double crochet into this following stitch. Then in that same spot, we're going to also put a double crochet. So yarn over, insert, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. Then we're going to chain 2, 1 and 2. And then still in that same stitch, we're going to work a single crochet. So insert in that same spot and work a single crochet stitch. Then in the next 2 stitches of round 1, we're going to put a single crochet. So put a single crochet into this stitch, and then a single crochet into the following stitch. Our tree shape is almost done. Now we're going to put a bunch of stitches right here. We're going to start by putting a single crochet into the next stitch. So single crochet just like normal. Then we're going to chain 2. So 1 and 2. Then in this same spot where we worked that single crochet, we will put a double crochet. So make sure to yarn over before you insert your hook and work that double crochet. Then also in the same spot, we're going to put a half double crochet. So yarn over, insert, pull up a loop, yarn over and pull through all 3 loops on the hook. Then the next stitch will get a single crochet worked into it. So insert, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2. And then we're going to come right here, which is the base of where we first started. Insert our hook under both of those loops and work a slip stitch. In this one, you don't need to worry about working it very tightly. Now I'm going to fasten off. So we'll cut the tail here, and then I'll pull that tail on through the loop on my hook and cinch it down. Now all that's left is to add the trunk. I'm using this brown for the trunk. As a quick note, this yarn does have some texture to it, so if as I'm working you see what looks like chunks of fuzz, that's just part of the yarn. We're going to start by making a slip knot and putting that onto our hook. So there's my slip knot, and then put it on my hook and size it down. Then we're going to look at our Christmas tree, and we're going to look along this bottom edge. So here is where we worked all that stuff in a corner, and here is where we worked all that stuff in a corner. And in between, there's going to be those 2 single crochet in the very center. Each of these single crochets were just worked into their own spot. I'm going to go to the rightmost one. I will insert my hook with that slip knot already on there. And then I'm going to work a slip stitch. So yarn over and pull through everything on my hook. If you want, you can kind of snug this down nicely. Then I will chain 3. 1, 2, and 3. Next, I'm going to go to the second chain from the hook, this right here, and in the back nub of that chain, so this piece right here, I'm going to work a slip stitch. So I will insert my hook under that back nub, but try not to split your yarn like I did there, and then work a slip stitch by yarning over and pulling through everything on the hook. Then we're going to go to the back nub of the next chain and work a slip stitch there as well. So insert under that strand, yarn over and pull through everything on the hook to work that slip stitch. Then we're going to go back to the tree and we slip stitch there to start. We're going to go to the next one where we haven't worked. We will insert our hook and you guessed it, we're going to slip stitch. So yarn over and pull through everything on the hook. We're almost done. Now we're going to kind of turn this over. So see how I've got my yarn tail to the back of the project? Keep it on the back there. And rotate your Christmas tree so that way the bottom is along the bottom. Then I'm going to go to that first single crochet where we started working And I'm going to insert my hook in through that spot in the green of the tree. And you guessed it, we're working another slip stitch. So yarn over and pull through everything on my hook. And I'll cinch this down just a little bit. And now all that's left is to fasten off. So I'll cut a tail and then take that tail and pull it on up through my loop, cinch it up. And now our Christmas tree has a nice trunk. So our Christmas tree is done, except for one little thing, which is these tail ends. Now remember, I said these are no-sew Christmas tree motifs. And when I said no-sew, I meant even no sewing in the tail ends. You say, well, what do we do about the tail ends? Don't worry, we're not gonna leave them sticking out. I'm gonna show you one little hack that we can use to really simply deal with them. And we can do this hack because these are motifs for a garland, so no one's gonna see the backside. To deal with the tail ends, we're going to glue them down. I'm going to use hot glue. I'm going to start by pulling my yarn tail out of the way and then adding a dab of hot glue right beside the yarn tail. And then I will lay the yarn into the glue dot. You can use a pair of scissors or a toothpick or something to kind of press it down into the glue so it holds really well. And we're going to repeat with all the tails of our project. I would avoid touching the yarn with the tip of the hot glue gun just because the yarn is acrylic and acrylic's plastic and plastic melts under high heat. You're going to get some glue tail strings. I'm not worrying about that. Normally we would dab the hot glue gun into our project, but again, I don't want the tip touching our yarn. So now that our glue is cool, I'm going to trim the yarn tails. Find any hot glue gun strings and pull them off. And just like that, we've quickly dealt with the tail ends of our project, and our Christmas tree is complete. I hope you enjoyed crocheting your miniature Christmas tree motif. If you did enjoy it, I would greatly appreciate if you would subscribe to my channel and leave a thumbs up on the video. Be sure to check out my other videos to create the other motifs for the Christmas garland. Thank you so much for watching and happy crafting!